What's up YouTube, it's your boy SlayIsland, and I'm back with another NBA 2K League video. In this video, I'm going to be going over my power rankings and then give my predictions for this upcoming tournament, the ticket tournament. So let's start off with my power rankings. I'm just going to run through these quick and get right into my predictions. So number 1, we got Blazer 5 Gaming still at the top. 8-1, best record in the league. I still think they're the best team in the league. Walnut, unanimous MVP right now to me. Number 2, 76ers Gaming Club, second best record in the league at 7-3. Last week they did lose to the Knicks and almost lost to the Pacers, but they're still a great team. Radiant probably moving back to the point guard for this tournament. I expect them to continue to do well, and at 7-3 they pretty much have a playoff spot locked up. So they're the number 2 ranked team on my power rankings. Okay, number 3 on my rankings, we have Cavs Legion, 6-4. I think they're a really good team. Ever since moving Sig to point guard, I think they've been way better. Hood to the power forward, let him be a natural scorer. I like the move a lot. I think they're one of the favorites for this tournament too. Number 4, we have Pistons Gt, sitting at 6-3. I think they're one of the teams that has a favorable schedule going to the end of the season, and I think they have a pretty good chance to make the playoffs. They have to win probably 2 more games to lock up their spot, and I think it's pretty easy. But those 4 teams are the teams that I think are pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs, and the next 4 playoff spots are completely up for grabs, as all these next teams are really close in the standings. So for me, I have number 5, the Wizards District Gaming. I think they're the best 5-4 team right now. Boo Painter, in my opinion, is the runner-up to Walnut in MVP race right now. After what he did last week, he's just been playing amazing this whole year, and if he can get them into playoffs, his name definitely should be in the hat for the MVP. Number 6, Mavs Gaming, 5-4. They're kind of on a losing streak right now. They've been struggling. I've heard they had some internal problems. But at the end of the day, you still have Dimes. You got Ball like Seam, Dave Fry. You got some good players. I think they'll be able to get back on track and win a couple more games and make the playoffs. Number 7, Heat Check, coming in at 5-4 also. Heat Check are really hot right now. Hotshot's been playing amazing. They're just looking like a way better team than they were at the beginning of the season. So I have them at number 7. Jazz Gaming at number 8. 5-4. They've been struggling too recently. Haven't been playing as good as they were at the beginning of the season when I said they were a top 4 team. Compete moved to the small forward last week, so I'm interested to see what he does this upcoming week. 9, Celtics, 5-5. This Celtics team might be the biggest underperformer to me. Like, I think they should be way better than 5-5. And at this point in the season, like, they're gonna have to probably go 3-1 to make the playoffs. And this is a team that's way better than their record, in my opinion. Number 10, Magic, also 5-4. So that's 10 teams that are at least 500 or better. But Magic 5-4, coming off of a good win last week. This is a good team, and if they can get hot at the right time, which would be right now, I think they can get into the playoffs. So 11, Raptors. Kenny got moved to the small forward last week, and they've actually been playing very well in these last couple weeks, as I think they're the number 2 seed in the tournament. If they can go undefeated throughout the rest of the season, they'll make the playoffs, but it's going to be extremely tough. Number 12, Pacers, sitting at 3-5. Just like the Raptors, they've also been hot recently. Wolf, point guard, has been a great move for them. Tucker locks up, and Frosty have been playing very well down low. They're also the number 3 seed, so that shows how good they've been playing in the last 4 weeks. They're going to have to go about 5-1 to make playoffs. This is going to be extremely tough. So this tournament is very important for them. So all the rest of the teams in my power rankings, I think, have 0 chance of making the playoffs unless they win this ticket tournament. The Grizz, 4-6. They're going to have to win out to make the playoffs, and I just don't see that happening. Number 14, Knicks, 3-7. They did just beat the Sixers last week, so they have some momentum coming into this tournament. I'm interested to see how they play, but at the same time, 3-7, no way making playoffs without a tournament win. Bucks at number 15, they're 3-6. They were on a little win streak a couple weeks ago, but they've fallen off again recently. After losing their last 2 games, they're now sitting at 3-6, and their playoff hopes are looking very low. Number 16, Warriors Gaming Squad, 2-7. They have the worst record in the league, but they're a lot better than their record shows. They played the Blazers really close, played the 76ers really close, and just beat the Mavs last week. But at the end of the day, they're still 2-7. Really no hope to make the playoffs unless they win this tournament. But this team is not as bad as their record shows. And last in my rankings, we have at number 17, Kingsguard Gaming. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak. I just don't know what they can do at this point. The team is just not meshing at all. I don't really give them much chance to win this tournament or making playoffs. So that's why they're ranked last in my rankings. Okay, so now let's get into my predictions for the ticket tournament. Let me start off by saying it's a single elimination tournament, as you can see here. 150K prize pool, playoff spot to first place winner. So the winner of this tournament gets an automatic spot in the playoffs. no matter where you're ranked in the standings. So this is the most important tournament of the year. The seeds for this tournament were also determined by every team's record in the last 4 weeks. So the 16 seed was the Warriors and the 17 seed were the Kings. They have to play a play-in game. So we're going to start there in the bracket. I have the Warriors beating the Kings. Like I said during my power rankings, I think the Warriors are a pretty good team, and the Kings have been looking really bad recently. So Warriors winning that game pretty easily, I think. Like a pro, been playing very well. I think he'll have another good game. Okay, so now we have Warriors Gaming Squad taking on Blazer 5. Warrior Gaming Squad did play Blazers tough a couple weeks ago, but it's the Blazers in the tournament. You got to go with the Blazers. I have Blazers winning this one. Moving down to the next one, we have Celtics versus Grizz. Celtics have been playing great in every tournament so far, and the Grizz have been playing pretty well recently. Authentic African, great player in the league, but I got the Celtics winning this one. Next game, 76ers versus Bucks. Bucks have been struggling. They're on a 2-game losing streak. 76ers did play pretty bad last week as they lost to the Knicks, but the 76ers are a way more talented team, and in a tournament, I think the 76ers are going to win this. Now we have the 5 versus 13 seed, Pistons versus Jazz. This is one of the toughest games to predict since the Jazz have been struggling recently, but they are a pretty good team. But I'm going to go with the Pistons. Ramo is probably the best player on the floor in this game. I think the Pistons are also starting to click. I think they found the best lineup for them, so I think they move on and beat the Jazz in this game. Now let's go to the right side of the bracket. We have the 2 seed Raptors versus the 15 seed Knicks. The Knicks played very well last week, so this could be a big upset here, but I still have the Raptors winning. They've been playing great the last few weeks. There's a reason they earned the 2 seed in this tournament. Kenny's been playing great wherever they put him. Last week it was small forward, before that it was point guard. So I think Kenny and his boys get a win. They're also very hungry, as they know they might need to win this tournament to make the playoffs. Next, we have the 7 seed Heat versus 10 seed Wizards. Both these teams have been playing really good recently. Hotshot came alive, looking like one of the best players in the league, and so is Blue Painter. But with the stiff arm ban, who knows how good the Wizards team is going to be. So it's tough to predict them in this tournament. I still have the Wizards winning, but who knows? This could be a really good game. Next game, we have Pacers Gaming taking on Mavs Gaming. I have the Pacers winning this game. Pacers have been playing really good basketball in the last couple weeks. They were up 6 points last week against the 76ers and ended up blowing the game. And before that, I think they were on a 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Mavs haven't been playing that well, so I think the Pacers are going to win this game. Last game of the first round, we have Cavs taking on Magic. I'm going to go with the Cavs winning this one pretty easily. I think the Cavs are playing better basketball than everyone except for the Blazers right now. Moving Sick to point guard was a great move for them, and I think they win this game rather easily. So now let's look at the second round games. Every team that makes it to the second round of the tournament will make money. So first game of this round, we have Blazer 5 taking on Celtics Crossover Gaming. This was the finals of the last tournament, the turn, so this is a finals rematch here. And I have similar results. I think the Blazers are going to win. I think banning the stiff arm helped the Blazers, as that's something they didn't really do at all. The Celtics are also coming off a loss last week, and I think the Blazers are just a better team. So I have the Blazers moving on to the Final Four. On the bottom left, we have 76ers versus Pistons. I have the 76ers beating the Pistons. I think the 76ers are just more talented. Radiant's a lot better of a point guard than I'm so far ahead. And I think Steez and Feast will do a good job of shutting down Ramo, and that will be the deciding factor. So I have the 76ers moving on to play the Blazers, which will actually be another rematch. Okay, but now let's look at the right side. We have Raptors taking on Wizards. And I'm going with the Wizards to win this game. Blue Painter has looked unstoppable in the last couple weeks, and I think he's just going to be too much for the Raptors. Kenny is a good defender, but Boo is just, he's on a different level right now, and I think he's going to move them on to the Final Four. So bottom right, we have Pacers taking on Cavs. And I'm going with the Cavs in this game. Like I said earlier, I think the Cavs are playing probably the second best basketball to anyone right now. Pacers are playing good too. I think this will be a really good game. But Hood, Sick, God of 2K, all of them are playing great right now. And I think it's just going to outmatch the Pacers. So let's move on to the Final Four. Semifinals games. Blazer 5 taking on 76ers. And Wizards taking on Cavs. On the left side, I got Blazer 5 beating the 76ers once again. Blazer 5 in tournament time. They have the best player in the league, Walnut. One of the best power forwards in the league in shots. One of the best point guards in the league in Mama. I just don't see the Sixers. I just don't see anyone beating them. So I got Blazer 5 moving on to the finals once again. And on the right side, we got Wizards District Gaming taking on Cavs. This is a great game. Blue Painter versus Hood. Sick versus JT. We got some great matchups here. But I got the Cavs moving on. God of 2K, their center, is a great defender for the Cavs. And I think if anyone can stop Boo Painter, his defensive ability is going to slow him down a lot. So here's my finals. Blazer 5 versus Cavs Legion. And this is actually a matchup of last week's game, where the Cavs held the lead for most of the game, but B5 came back at the end and took the win. So my final prediction, I have Blazer 5 winning another tournament. I think they're just the best team in the league. It's that simple. Nobody is better than Walnut. Shots has a great argument to be a top 3 power forward in the league. And this team, they just mesh together. It seems like they all get along. They don't have any problems. And that's why I think they'll win this tournament. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'm out.